of the football better than that. He's got to put it away. He sensed the pressure. He stepped up, and he held that football out in front of him like that. As a quarterback, right here, when you see it coming, you got to do a better job of putting the football away.
Well, this, of course, is what he has not experienced in the years in the league. We talked about how little he has been in the heat of battle. You learn those things when you're out there.
Again, the Eagles defensively put in an awkward spot.
But 8 guys up front, and Emmitt Smith goes next to nowhere. Stopped at the 33-yard line. Larry Allen back in the game. Next week, we go to Arrowhead Stadium. Always a great stop on the Monday night tour. Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Chiefs, who are 4-1 against the 3-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. Great matchup next Monday night.
One of the great smelling parking lots in all of sports. They know how to tailgate at Arrowhead, and they get there early.
They do it in such an elegant way.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Mucho garlic. I love it. Second down at 8 from the 33. Fake to Smith. Pass to Moose Johnston, and he gets taken down. Nice tackle at the 30 by Mark Woodard. Minimal gain.
Eagles coming again with the blitz. This time the Cowboys able to pick it up. Aikman was able to read it and at least avoid the sack.
Barry Switzer, mentioned at the top, if you joined us late, the man has coached 231 games at the University of Oklahoma with the Dallas Cowboys and has never lost 3 games in a row, which is astonishing.
His record is astonishing.
3rd and 5. And it's caught by Dion over the middle, picks up the first down with extra effort, breaking a couple of tackles, and picks up a first down inside the 25.
Nifty running by Dion after he caught the football, hurdling one tackler and focusing on the first down. Had his eye on the sticks, and he got there.
Boy, he was awfully close to giving it back, though, wasn't he? He gave up some yardage in an attempt to get to that first down marker. Right here, it takes a pretty extraordinary athlete to be able to do something like that.
He jumped right over his order.
Sure did.
From the 23-yard line on first down. Smith to the short side of the field. And Emmett has a first down. Takes it to the 12-yard line. Brian Dawkins makes the tackle. And once again, it's a Darryl Johnston block. Well, here's our prudential fact tonight. As you look at Deion Sanders all over the joint on both sides of the ball. And a man who has scored touchdowns in 5 different ways. Interceptions, receptions, kickoff returns, punt returns, and a fumble return. Bill Dudley, back in the 40s and early 50s, scored 6 different ways. And Deion could tie him when and if he scores a rushing touchdown.
You notice that Larry Allen's back in the ball game. He had the big block on that last run by Smith.
Here is Smith to the 10-yard line. If you're thinking that you have seen Deion score a rushing touchdown, you are right, but it was in postseason last year.
Oh, boy, are we on top of it. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, I facetiously mentioned in the first half about Chuck Bednarik being a big fan of Deion.
Yeah.
He's, I think, as most people are aware, has been highly critical of Deion Sanders and doesn't think that he deserves to be credited with being a two-way player, not at least the way they used to do it.
Chuck can be an angry guy. 2nd and 8. And Troy Aikman steps out of bounds. I saw Bednarik on a local interview tonight actually say if he had a chance to tackle Deion Sanders, he'd put him to sleep for 48 hours. Come on, Chuck, lighten up.
Chuck, he's never been the master of the understatement.
Chuck getting a little hostile. Here's 350 pounds out in front of your quarterback, and he just gives Woodard a shove with his left arm, and down he goes, and Nate's still moving out in front of him. Pretty good hustle by the big guy.
What do you mean I'm not in shape?
That's
3rd and 5 at the 7-yard line. And they flank Moose Johnston to the right, and Troy doesn't like the look of the defense, so he takes a timeout. Timeout Dallas, 6:47 to go in the 3rd. And And Switzer's Club leading Roses by 3. Back in Philadelphia, a key play coming up now for Dallas. 3rd down and 5 at the 7-yard line. Cowboys up 20-17. 6:47 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, this was Novacek country before he went down with the injury.
Got Johnston split out. Now he comes back.
Crowd making it difficult.
They're going to have to take another timeout.
That's a crowd-induced timeout.
Well, that's a confusion-induced timeout. Daryl Johnston was not where Aikman thought he was supposed to be.
Back-to-back timeouts.
Yard penalty for the 2 consecutive timeouts.
Well,
we don't see that very often.
Well, Bob McElwee, if you call back-to-back timeouts, it's a double whammy. You cost yourself 2 or your 3.
I've never seen it.
That's 5 yards.
I've never seen it called.
So now it is 3rd down and 10 at the 12-yard line. And a little dump off over the middle to Emmitt Smith on a middle screen. He can only get to the 4. It'll be 4th down and 2. Zordich makes the tackle. And over on the Cowboy bench, starts to tentatively move out, and now they move out more than tentatively.
Well, again, you have to give a great deal of credit to the Philadelphia defensive team. Again, a turnover gives Dallas the ball in their territory, and again, they force the Cowboys into a field goal situation. They have been called upon, Emmett Thomas's group, over and over again, and again, they held.
Bonio, a 22-yarder, and that's good. So he's made them from 46-30, and now from 22. 3 for Chris tonight with 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Cowboy lead is now 23-17. Emmitt Smith tonight with 18 carries for 69 yards. Having a big enough night that the Cowboys are on top, and we mentioned at the outset with the paucity of receivers at Aikman's disposal.
Last year, he
incumbent on Emmitt to have a big night.
Last year, after the 4th game, Emmitt Smith had over 540 yards, and he has really struggled thus far. He's had the knee, he's had the neck, he's had the ankle.
And he and Joe Brodsky, running backs coach, have gone back and forth about Emmitt actually sitting down in situations like this. Joe really wants him to pace himself. That Herschel Walker up there up top.
It is flank to the left. All kinds of wild and wacky formations, of course, in the absence of Irvin and Novacek. And going deep for Walker, and it's batted away by Dawkins at the very last second. He got a hand in there and just did flick it.
Well, Ray Rhodes said Dawkins is a great cover safety, has the potential to become a great cover safety. And we've already seen him coming up and stopping the run. We've seen him put on quite a performance tonight. Here they match him up against Herschel Walker, a world-class sprinter at one time, and while he was at Georgia, got a hand on the ball, knocked it away.
Did he really, or did this hit Herschel? I think it hits Herschel in the hand.
He didn't get it.
No, he didn't either, but he was there.
Flag is down on the next play as Sherman Williams takes it to the 19-yard line. But a marker down, and we'll get the call from McElwee.
That was one Herschel should have had.
I think let's put it this way. I think it's a throw that Troy was pretty happy with.
He put it right there. It had the look of a ball that was tipped, but on the slow-mo replay, it was right there.
The wide man was never set. The club was never set. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That ball was thrown in there just about as perfectly as you could. I thought
looks like he just
did get a hand in there, but he didn't.
Looks like Herschel just misjudged it a little bit. Ended up being a little more over his shoulder than he originally thought.
How about perfect?
I'd say that. I don't think Troy is displeased with that throw at all.
It'll be 2nd down and 15 now at the 40. 14:44 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Well, these are the penalties that have been so unsettling for Dallas. We've had so many of them.
Cowboys up by 6. Aikman on
Comes Fuller.
Under pressure, loses the football. And Philly has it.
William Fuller. That's what you expect from a Pro Bowl player.
He created it, and Red Hall, who had the interception for the touchdown, recovers it.
He has been the anchor on this Philadelphia defense for years, and again, Pro Bowl player against Pro Bowl player. Fuller going against Eric Williams. Time William beats him around the corner, sacks Aikman, the ball is loose, and Red Hall for the second time tonight at a very opportune place.
Ty Detmer and the Eagles start from the 45-yard line. Ricky Waters, gain of 4 to the 49-yard line. ABC's Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. Southwest Airlines, with low fares on every flight, every seat, every day. Nissan reminds you that life is a journey, enjoy the ride. And Coca-Cola and the NFL Red Zone for fans who eat football, sleep football, and drink Coca-Cola.
And this is where Philadelphia could really use a sustained drive. Take the pressure off their young quarterback.
2nd and 6. Flip to Turner, the fullback. And bangs ahead for a first down inside the 45. Tackled by Brock Marion.
Looked to me like he was stopped 2 yards short. An excellent illustration of second effort by Kevin Turner. Cowboys had him wrapped up, and yet he still pushed forward for another couple of yards. Boy, look at him lay a lick on Fred Strickland. Oh, baby. Now that's how you take it to a linebacker.
Eagles in the first half, 172. In this half, they didn't have a first down in the third quarter. Remember, the touchdown was scored on the tip and the interception. Waters. Now they've got the ground game in gear as he picks up 8, and Strickland makes the tackle at the 36-yard line. If you joined us late, Rodney Peete hurt in the first half. Torn patellar tendon in his knee. Surgery probable tomorrow. Gone for the season. So the Eagles down to Ty Detmer and Bobby Hoying, and shopping around, I'm sure, this week for another QB.
Of course, salary cap considerations come into play. Quarterbacks aren't cheap. Nobody has a lot of extra money to spend.
2nd and 2, and a great play by Leon Lett.
Boy, he came off the ball. He came with the ball. Beat any attempt at the block.
This is, well, first of all, you're asking the center to try to reach over and block Leon Lett. There's Leon on the left of your screen in the Cowboy. He's already on that side, and that is some type of a flawed blocking scheme. I think you're asking the world of McKenzie to get over there and try to make that block on Leon Lett. That just can't happen.
Maybe something that a Rodney Peete would have automatic got him.
Philly takes a timeout.
Just when you think you've seen it all, they shoot hot dogs into the stands here. Now they're loading one. They put one in the breech. The Eagle gets the hot dog shooter. Oh, watch this.
Is there mustard on it?
I've never seen that.
3rd down and 6 after the timeout from the 40-yard line. And Turner makes the catch. Huge play. Tackled by Darren Woodson at the 20-yard line.
Well thrown football, too. Kevin Turner, as we said earlier, works well out of the backfield. Good receiver. He got himself open. And we're going to have a little replay.
Yeah, here we go. You notice
it's a double-barreled hot dog shooter.
Well, it's a dual dog shooter. That's a fine-looking. Hey, after taking the third quarter off, the Eagles offensively have come to life here in the fourth quarter.
Ty Detmer,
this is impressive.
Right on the money with that ball.
And Turner has come up big for them here in quarter number 4.
1st and 10 at the 20. 11:30 to go. Fourth quarter. Cowboys by 6. Turner. And Dion and his pals wrap him up. Brock Marion there on the tackle after a 5-yard gain to the 15.
Ray Rhodes brought Turner in a year ago, and he